Hello everyone, my name is Madiha Saher and I'm your host for the day. Today we have Aparna Balakrishnan, a child right activist who works in Quest Alliance in Karnataka, and she is a very focused problem solver and a leader who works for NGOs, international and national, and also she is leader who also does projects on human rights, rights for women, child youth, and helping children in education and vulnerable situations. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Madiha.
So, ma'am, what motivated you in pursuing your career in the NGO sector?
I think I started off very young and I was volunteering when I was in school and in college, and that seemed like a very good pathway for me, and I enjoyed what I was doing. I was working with children from vulnerable communities, educating them, and that did seem like a good pathway, and I was enjoying what I was doing. So while I was doing my BA in economics, I also was volunteering for a lot of other NGOs. Then did my masters in social work, and here I am.
So, you work for Quest Alliance. What is Quest Alliance, ma'am?
Quest Alliance is an NGO. We are based in multiple cities across the country. We work with youth and young children, and we work for career transition support. So we work with students from government school ecosystems or government ITI, VTIs, trying to ensure that they have careers and they continue to work after they finish their studies. So that's what Quest focuses on.
So, how does that work? What methods do you exactly use for bringing those things up in the youth?
We talk about something called career readiness. So, one of the huge gaps that currently India also faces is that there are enough educated youth, but they are not career ready. There are not skills that they are equipped with that make them easily transition into careers. So we start talking to children as young as in 8th standard and in ITI, VTIs about having a career aspiration. So we start talking to them when they are young about what their interest is and what their abilities is and what their skill set should be if they want to follow a career in that. So when we start that young and we tell them to start thinking about it, and therefore if it meant that when you were young you wanted to be a journalist, you had to follow a certain pathway, right? You had to do a certain course. Usually there is nobody to guide them around that. So we talk to them about these things. We talk to them about skills that you need in your career, which is called 21st century skills. It's communication, collaboration, critical thinking. A lot of these things are very important in workplace, but these are not generally taught when you are in school. So we talk about this. We talk about scientific mindset, which are very, very critical to be better professionals. Therefore you will start enjoying what you do and your job becomes your career. So that's how we start working with young people.
So the mission of Quest Alliance is basically empowering the youths for education and the career. So what are the challenges, like biggest challenges you faced during those times?
The children and the young adults we work with, the adolescents we work with, come from marginalized communities. They are from underserved communities. So a lot of them are first time learners. Maybe their parents do not have resources to help them continue their education, or they are unable to guide the students around it on what they want to do. A lot of fear is there, and especially with the girls that we work with, there is no support. So a lot of times children, and this is not just Karnataka, we work in Assam, Jharkhand, Gujarat, Odisha. These are states where empowerment for girl child is very, very low, and those remain massive challenges that we have to work with. So we talk to parents via teachers and try to help them to get their children continue education and then have a career aspiration. So for a lot of girls and young people, poverty is a huge challenge. So maybe continuing education might not be a reality, and that remains a challenge for us.
So how does that help in providing the girls the poverty overcome? How do you talk to their parents? Many won't understand it.
We believe that if young children and young adults are given the information and also helped with an aspiration for a future, they can actually negotiate better things with their parents. Why we also build 21st century skills like communication in young children is also that they can go tell their parents that they have this dream and aspiration beyond child marriage, beyond dropping out and doing some farming or all those things. So articulation of something like that as a dream, when it comes from a child to a parent, usually has a lot of value. And if you are able to get the children to say, okay, if the girl says that I do not want to be married at 18, I want to continue to study and then start earning, there is a lot of power in that. That is how we try. We also help, we collaborate with other NGOs and other partners who help with scholarships, who help with college admissions. So a lot of that also comes into being for really children who are very acutely in need. So it's not just one organization. There are a lot of organizations, including the government, that is doing a lot of things to ensure that there is actually education transitions that happen.
So can you share me one of your experiences on a project similar to that, ma'am?
Experience in what sense?
Your experience in one of the project where you faced the difficulty with the, trying to support the girl through her dreams.
I think there are, when Quest works in multiple states, and when there are so many states that we work with, there are so many stories that are empowering, including yourself in this case. Just that when we came to your school a couple of years back, you were in 8th standard, I think. Yes. And we were talking about careers and STEM, and we were just discussing about the project that you did. I think it was on environment and safety of the environment, and your project, you actually coded a project after a couple of classes, and that was very beautiful. I still remember the project and the impact it had. And here you are taking up journalism and going to be fighting for rights of communities. So you are also one of our stories, and I'm so proud to be here and to see you doing this, and the journey that you have had is fantastic. So while we might have only had an interaction for a year, we also talked to you about dreams, and when we were having this conversation, I actually remember you wanted to be a pilot. Then you went to a radio station and you wanted to be a radio jockey, and now you are here and you want to take up psychology. So there is some thought process that has kicked in your mind, and for you also, you had a dream beyond, say, 10th standard, which might have been there. So you are one of our stars. Yes. And there are countless students like that who have actually gone to pursue, most of them are doing their education and they didn't drop out, and that's a big deal for us, because we really believe that women need to be in workforce more, women need to be continuing education. The current trends say that only 30 or less than a quarter percentage of those who are educated, they continue to work, and that's women. That's really bad statistics. That means that there will be no women in workforce in the coming years, and that's something we need to be changing.